Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And I also echo what's been said earlier. I think it's a sad day when we have an entire party not show up to do their work. And I would just, at the beginning, if I was watching this and sitting here and saying, well, who are the people that haven't showed up? That would be my first question. And so I just thought I would read the roll here. Senator Barrasso, Senator Bozeman, Senator Crapo, Senator Fisher, Senator Inhofe, Senator Sessions, Senator Vitter, Senator Wicker. All of them serve on this committee. They usually participate and come and are a part of the process, but they're not here today, and they're boycotting this committee. And the thing that hits me about this is that this is just outright obstructionism and abuse of the rules. And we're starting to see this spread throughout our committees and on the floor, and it's spreading like an epidemic. It's spreading like wildfire. The list here goes on and on. I mean, we had all of this talk about we were going to return to the regular order. We were going to do the budget, and we stayed up until 5 in the morning, and then the Senate produced a budget, and the House produced a budget, and now they don't want to go to conference on the budget and are objecting on that front. And so more obstructionism. The Court of Appeals in D.C., one of the most important circuits in the country. A lot of people argue just as important as the Supreme Court. Justice Roberts' position has not been filled for 8 years. And once again, obstructionism on appointments in order to achieve a political objective, an ideological objective. So this is, it continues over in the, on the judiciary. It continues NLRB. We have pushed to have appointments. The President's put appointments forward. Once again, we have obstruction. So it's infecting every part of the government, and it's on display here today in our committee. They're not showing up. They're not coming to do their work, and they're using the rules to slow down the process and to prevent a very good woman from being the EPA Administrator. Another case that has been mentioned earlier by my colleagues, Tom Perez, very qualified nominee, using a technical process and the abuse of the rules to obstruct. And so what we have going on here is across the board in a number of circumstances, outright obstructionism. And I think the American people, if they looked at this, Madam Chair, would say, I think they would say, the President's entitled to have his team. Just 4 or 5 short months ago, the President of the United States was elected to a second term. He's trying to put his team in place at the EPA, and here we have this boycott. And, you know, I'm just reminded a very short time ago, it used to be the Republicans would say, we're entitled to an up or down vote on our people. Well, that's all we want. We want an up or down vote, right, Madam Chair. That's what we're looking at. And so I would just recommend, others have said this here today, this is an outright abuse of the rules. Our obligation as a majority is to rule and to take action and to move forward. If we're not going to get any cooperation, if we're going to get boycotts, then we have an obligation to move forward, and we should use the rules as best we can. I understand on this committee, Madam Chair, what we can do is if we have all of us present, we can vote out the nominee, and I would suggest we do that as soon as possible. And I would also suggest that we work with our leadership and find a way where there's this obstructionism, that we come to the floor and we use 51 votes to pass these nominees and give the President his team. This should not be tolerated. It's something that is such an abuse of the rules that it can get you angry every now and then. We get angry, we get sad, and these are colleagues that we've worked with, and I don't understand why they do it. I don't understand why they're doing it, but they're doing it today, and they're doing it across the board, and we need to stand up and govern. We were elected to govern. We have a majority in the Senate. We need to carry out the policies and give the President his team. So thank you, Madam Chair. It's a pleasure to be here today with you. And I just want to say you have been a very good chairman. You've tried to be fair to the Republicans. The thing that's amazing about Gina McCarthy is that Chairman Boxer has leaned the other way. She's leaned into the Republicans. She's helped them out. I mean, 1,000 questions. The last Republican nominee, Secretary Leavitt, I think, had 300 questions. We've gone 3 times as far. I mean, she's bending over backwards to try to make sure that we are fair to them. And then what happens? You do that, and this has been pending, I think, since March the 4th. We've had the nomination. So here you go, over and over and over again. And now we're down here. It's May the 9th, and they're boycotting. So I think it's our obligation to move forward. I would suggest to the chairman, let's move forward as quickly as we can. We know what the situation is. We know they really don't want answers to questions. They haven't showed up. They haven't showed up, so let's move forward. Thank you very much.
I want to thank